Love or money? What would you choose? Tell me in the comment section, because personally, I will choose love and money. Yeah. Story time. So I have this friend of mine who had a boyfriend as well as Mbabas. Okay. So this friend of mine was dating this kakijana tu young, this young man who is abs, right height, all those things that a man will look like to look good. But alikuwa with this other guy who is a bit older but has what? Has Muller. And also this older guy was from a rich family. So this friend of mine decided to get pregnant. Yameanza mwaka sahi na cravings. She's pregnant right now. So I asked her, why did you choose this young man? Why did you get pregnant for this young man? She said that she is in love with the young man, but the other rich guy still sends her money, but doesn't know that she is pregnant. But you know what she's planning to do? Because she chose the brokey guy who got her pregnant and knows he has a baby, and he's not even taking care of it or sending her anything for support, because she's heavily pregnant right now. She can't work, she can't go to work, she's heavily pregnant. So she's starting the year broke, heavily pregnant, because she can't go to work. And also the baby daddy has nothing to do with them, because that means she and the baby daddy has nothing to do with them. So the baby daddy is not providing anything, but rent she's asking the rich guy. So the rich guy is sending her money for rent, money for food. Hadi, she had to move out from her apartment because she couldn't pay to this other apartment that she's asking for money. So when she asks for rent, now the half of it for food and all those other things, then the actual amount of rent that she has to pay, she borrows from the rich guy again. So when he sends rent and he sends money for food, now she'll take upkeep from the rent, pay rent, do like solely or solemnly, whatever, like anadipendia this rich guy mwenye alimwacha akachoose this broki to get pregnant for. So imagine getting pregnant for a broki guy, and then you leave this rich guy. So I was asking her, nini ilikuwa inatembea kwa kichwa yako ukiamua kushika mimba ya huyu mtu unajua hana pesa? And she's like, I didn't know I would get pregnant. Nikamwambia, kwani ilifanyika accident? You can't just say it was an accident. Plus, if it was an accident, there are so many remedies to it. I'm not saying that you should kill, but you don't have to get pregnant if you don't want to. Because she told me yesterday, and I was like, you're telling me you didn't want the baby, but right now the baby is almost 8 months in the stomach, almost giving birth in February. I'm like, if you didn't want the baby, why did you carry it? Because she was so mad yesterday, she was out of control. I'm like, is this? So in my head, I'm just like, this is pregnancy hormones. But at the same time, she's like asking for help. I'm like, I would help you, yeah, but right now I also need help. Yeah. And the fact that you decided to get pregnant for someone you know very well cannot take care of the baby, now the baby is yours. Now it's you and the baby. And I will tell girls out here, if you get pregnant, just know it's you and the baby forever. Because these men, they can live in the desert without water. A man will love you today, tomorrow he wakes up, he don't want to love you anymore. He loves another person, and you can't control anything about it. You can't control it. You can't control it, imagine. It's that sad. So that friend of mine is now broke. She can't go to work. She's heavily pregnant. The pregnancy is here. Like, tumbo ni kubwa. She can't literally do anything. I'm like, you're almost giving birth. So you just go home to your parents. Now the parents issue comes in. The parents doesn't know she's pregnant. She didn't even go home for the holidays. Now she's here suffering. She didn't even have rent. Now she had to ask the rich boyfriend. Now I asked her, now, when this rich man finds out that you've been lying to him, asking him for rent and food and all those things for these past few months, so I ask him if he asks to meet. She's like, I always lie to him. I tell him I'm in town. When he's in town, I tell him I'm in Ushago. I always lie to him. And I'm like, so when finally you guys meet and you are delivering on Friday, you meet and you have that baby, how will you explain it to him? And you know what she told me? She's like, I will tell him that this is my sister's baby, she left it and ran away. I'm like, what? I was just like shocked. I'm like, in mchezo ya town. I was like, in mchezo ya town. It's like she got pregnant just knowing. Because what the hell? As much as I was feeling pity for her, I was like, this girl knows what she's doing. I was just like, this girl knows what she was doing. Because you can't tell me that you got pregnant and yet you have another man who you are lying to pay your bills. Don't get pregnant for a brokey guy who can't provide shit for himself. He won't provide for you and the baby. Eh? Brokey guy is someone who can't even get shelter for himself. He can't get food. He can't get clothes for himself. That is not someone you can give a baby to. If you give birth, just know that baby is yours and yours alone. And you'll have to take care of it. Don't add to the number of single mothers we have in this country. There are enough. E2026, choose yourself. Because as a woman, once you give birth, your life stops. Even you agree or you don't agree, just know your life will stop. Because for 9 months, you'll be carrying pregnancy, having hormones, having all those things, meaning you won't be able to be stable mentally to work. After you give birth, there's that postmortem depression and whatever. Even some get difficulties, diseases, and everything. So just know, when you get pregnant, decide for yourself that you want the baby. Adios, ciao.